For the last year or two, I have been asking people a few questions, and one of them, just to make conversation that isn't, the last year I have discovered that hypermobility is an issue for a lot of people, including myself. And I have been asking people if they suffer from chronic pain, and a lot of people do, and a lot of people are actually also hypermobile. What does that mean? It means that you have the ability to move things very much, those little party tricks that people can do. And everybody who's very flexible doesn't have maybe the supporting muscles and the flexible mover muscles that help us go like this, end up getting overused and causing chronic pain. One of the first things I tried to do was yoga, and it does help you feel good in the moment, but it doesn't fix the chronic problem because you just become super flexible. And I think a lot of people are. I grew up as an athlete playing tennis all the time, and I used rackets that were too big for me. It might be a combination of that, plus the injuries I've had, plus just lack of awareness. So I also use TENS unit that you stick onto various parts of your body. It's not really great to put it on your neck because you have these arteries, and you don't want to you want to put these on your larger muscles, maybe your hips or your thighs or your lower back, or like between your shoulder blades. It grips the muscles that are overworking and forces them to relax. And that's also just a temporary fix. You have to, after you do that, retrain your muscles. The first thing I learned was how to breathe properly. Most of us breathe with probably our chest, maybe shallow breaths. And then even when we try to take a deep breath in, we go in from the chest. Right? So to retrain your body to be more fully engaged, to start maybe with a Kegel and tighten it up, and then tighten up this muscle right here. That's like your womb area. So, and then if you look from the side, when you're lying on your back, keeping this part engaged, pull out one knee at a time, very slightly, because if you go further, then this part starts to collapse and this part's not working. So you're working this whole lower stability. And, I went to the PT for neck pain. There is a connection between the way you breathe and your knee, hip, back pain. Another exercise to do is from here, one leg at a time, while keeping the lower belly engaged, pressing down into the ground. Can't even go the whole way here. I can only go a little bit because when I go further, it doesn't feel aligned anymore. And I'm working up to that, but in the beginning, it's more important to retrain your body to have that stability in the lower abdomen. It's actually easier to do the dead bugs than the what I was doing before. So like this, and pushing, this would be the next step. Push this part down so that your back does not create like that. And then opposite arm, opposite leg. If you use a light band and a roller, you can rehabilitate your back area. Before you even do this, do it without a band, but eventually create tension and roll it up. And the goal here is to spread the shoulder blades apart and to not wing out your shoulder blades, but to focus on creating a long spine and neck. Breathing the way that I told you to, from belly to spine, which it took me several weeks, and I still am not very good at breathing and rehabilitating the way I breathe. But it's worth the effort because it's the foundation for not hurting. I'm also focusing on keeping my chin tucked back and lengthening my spine from my shoulder blade to the base of my head. And I'm sick of it, so I'm going to try to not get worse because I'm 35 and it's only going to get worse if I don't do anything. With a roller and a counterweight, you can do one-legged squats. But before you do that, because that's really hard, to build stabilizer muscles, we need to get into the position and push our hips into a level position and then just stay down here. We don't want to go up and down until we've built up the stability muscles. A lot of times when we think, oh, I'm going to exercise to get rid of pain, then we work out all the big muscles and we strain our muscles. But we just have to do the subtle exercises. We don't even have to do anything huge. The next level up. And the final thing you can do with the roller is to put your head on it. In child's pose, practice breathing. So bringing your head onto the roller so that you're elevated. Do some arm lifts while engaging the mid trapezoids. If you have something to pull with, that's the next step. Here we're using gravity, but then you can get like a TRX or those weighted machines where you pull. But when you're doing that, you have to be aware of your shoulder blades and pulling them apart and using the lower and mid traps that are the supporting movers, not just the upper traps, which are strained. If in your childhood you were very flexible, but maybe got injured a lot, then maybe that's also a hypermobility issue. Don't forget to get arch support if you have high or flat feet, and stretch your tight muscles, do stretching in the sauna, and get outside, climb a tree, and play and breathe. Oh yeah, breathing. Whenever you're breathing for the purposes of fixing your neck issues, visualize it going into all the nooks and crannies in all those muscles and joints and bones. It requires a lot of intention to fix a neck, whether it's from whiplash or a concussion or repeated injuries or overuse, or strains, which I think everybody probably has a neck strain from overworking. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions or requests for more exercises, or maybe I could sit down and do it when I'm actually doing it and not just be a tutorial on what you should do on your own. That way we could just do it together. It probably takes about 20 minutes to do all those exercises because you have to do about 3 rounds of maximum. And it takes a while with these subtle things to actually get to maximum. So, yeah, let me know what I should do next. I'm going to keep trying to be pain-free in 2023. Bye.